What do you do if the weight is not coming off, no matter what you tried, all the different diets? But there's one thing that we just haven't thought about when it comes to losing weight. I'm Reggie, and thank you for joining my channel. It has so many other factors that comes down to it when we are looking at a number on the scale. But I'm going to tell you one thing that we should be doing when the weight is not budging. And that is stop dieting. Please stop right now. When I say this, it's with love. And I did the same thing. I was constantly going from one diet to the next, and then thinking that it needs to be extreme, restricted, right? And bottom line is I was undernourished. And if you don't take the time to really look at what you're eating and how much you're eating, and is it really nourishing you? I mean, we get most of our vitamins from our foods. If we're not eating plant food, which is live food that comes out of the ground, then we're not getting the nourishment that we need, the vitamins that are vital to us. And that's why it's called vitamins, right? Because it's vital. Just take off the stigma of looking at a label of diet. The word diet is die in it, right? And if we're going to live and die by a diet, then yeah, it's probably the latter. It's a mental prison and it's a physical prison to your body. So give your body what it deserves. And that is nourishment, plant food, and make it count. And this is a lifestyle. So you have to eat more. And I will tell you, you know me from the past, I do a lot of extreme fasting. And I still do fast, but this is another video. I want to speak about what I was doing in between the fasts. So I was eating 1 meal a day. And 1 meal a day, yes, it can be very beneficial to dropping some weight pretty quickly. Although I maintained it for 4.5 years. But once the hormones start to shift and your body changes and you change, meaning menopause, you're working with a new system now, a completely new body. You cannot use the same system as you did yesterday. So what I had to do is really look at starting from scratch and eat to replenish my health optimally and eat as much as I needed to. So that was difficult because I knew that the weight might go up, and it did, but also you have to look at hormones, get your blood work checked, start from a foundation where you know where you have begun. It's gaps that you're feeling in those white spaces when you look at your blood work or when you speak with your doctor and they know your history and what it looks like and where you're deficient. So give it what your body wants. Nourish it with those vitamins, and that means eating the right foods, and that means eating enough of it and eating high volume of food. So at the end of the day, you can tweak it and you can adjust it, but first let's just get back to the basics. So as you know, for the last 6 months, I had really had to reevaluate and take a look at my priorities in life and what it is that I really wanted. And it couldn't be always about that number on the scale. It had to be more than that in what I see for my future self and what I look like in, say, 6 months or in 9 months, right? And this is a long haul. This is not a short-term situation. It is the lifestyle that you build for yourself and gain the nourishment, meaning the optimum health, right? Chasing the health. And then weight will naturally start to fall off and your body will recalculate in where it needs to be and where it feels right. So if we get away from looking at numbers all the time, and that doesn't mean I'm saying to stop weighing yourself, because you have to kind of monitor yourself and what works for you. I'm that person that I needed to weigh myself at least once a week, but I had back to weigh for maybe a month and I did not weigh myself. And then when I finally came back to it, I actually lost a couple of pounds. So when I stopped looking at the number, I think it would get me all worked up and upset. You know that feeling when you look at it, the scale is just not budging, or it's actually ticking up a little bit. It's not exactly what you did wrong. It's about giving your body a break. So I began to build up my eating, 2 meals a day and then sometimes 3 meals a day. It all depends. But what it is really mindful eating. And if you think about it in that way and give yourself the nourishment and the vitamins that your body's asking for, then the mindset will follow too. And with what you feel and what you believe about yourself, whatever your perception is of yourself, it can be true. So if you see yourself, say 15, 20 pounds less than you are today, then you can get there. You really can. Now it's just about slowing it down and not trying to get there in a hurry. Because when we get there in a rush, then usually it's very difficult to maintain. And that is what I had to grasp about myself, is not be in a hurry to lose extra weight that I may have put on from the hormonal weight gain, but also to just enjoy the journey instead of trying to look at what's ahead, but never enjoying what's happening in your present moment in time. So it's really not too much different from the foods that I eat today that I was eating, say, 6 months ago, even 9 months ago, even a year ago. It is that I had to look at what I was preparing and then also what I'm doing on the weekends. So I was eating out, and which is, hey, it's totally okay to eat out, but I was giving in to my lifestyle that I had created for myself by eating more plant-based, whole foods, and not utilizing cooking with oils and not even cooking with salt, and trying to stay away from the sugar. So all these things, yes, I still do. But what I'm looking at is what are the deficiencies that I have in my body with the vitamins that I'm not getting from eating such a restricted diet before. Really, there were good foods, it's just I wasn't eating enough. So I had to really work against my brain and rewire it to believe that I am giving the nourishment to myself. I may gain a little bit of weight, but at the same time, my body is setting a new foundation of being optimum level, right, of all the vitamins that I am receiving. It desires to be energetic and it desires to be healthy in every way possible. That means, are you giving yourself the good sleep that you really deserve? I mean, quality sleep. If you are eating the right foods, but yet you're not sleeping enough time as well as sleeping well, then everything's in vain. You can sleep well if you are giving yourself the nourishment that the body requires before it goes to bed. Now, we know that timing is a big deal, and intermittent fasting is still part of my regimen, but that's another video and we'll do that next time. But right now, I just want to say stop the dieting, eat the right foods, what you love, and you will start to build a wonderful palate that can actually taste the real whole foods that you put into your body. So when you're eating a lot of processed food and items that are coming from fast food joints or anything like that, and a lot of grease and all that, right? Yes, it may taste good right now because you're pleasuring your brain, right? And if you realize that in the long term, that if you start to eat the good nourished whole foods, that your palate will start to require these good whole foods. So just like fine wine, it's an acquired taste. Yes, you will start to build the pleasure of eating as you continue to eat the right foods. So if you have checked out your hormones, make sure you go and check with your doctor. But also at the end of the day, stop dieting. There were times that you can see here is that I gained up to maybe 20 pounds higher than my goal weight in my mind. I had to come to the conclusion that I will get there, but it's going to take me longer than I anticipated, and that's okay. But you're missing life in the midst of all of this. So spending time with your friends and family, and also enjoying the foods that you are going to bring into your regular lifestyle, daily eating, but also setting those boundaries with others that will understand that you have a health plan. Your health is top priority over anything else before you can accommodate and help others. So once you understand those things, it'll all fall into place. Please leave a comment below if you are up for a challenge. And I'm giving it a lot of thought, but at the same time, I'd love to know if you all would like to do something with me that we can eat right, begin again, right? And having a no diet challenge. The question of the day is, what are you doing to stop the dieting mentality? I love to hear what it is that is helping you in your lifestyle that you have embraced now, today. Thanks for watching. Cheers.